Hello dear students, welcome to the fourth and the last session of the chapter Babar Ali, written by Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma. Well, in the previous session we had talked about Babar Ali's school Ananda Shiksha Niketan, which means home of joyful learning. Well, we had seen Babar Ali's school Ananda Shiksha Niketan started as a game. Babar Ali, along with other children, used to play the game school, where one person acts as a teacher and rest of them act as students. And this is how Babar Ali initially started his school. And in the year 2002, Babar Ali's school got institutionalized, and later this school got registered with the government of West Bengal. And Babar Ali was helped by some kind, generous people like monks of local Ramakrishna ashram and sympathetic IAS officers and the local police officers, and many of them have helped out Babar Ali in educating deprived students. Today in this session, let's see the next part of this chapter, meet some pure, good, kind souls. Clad in widow's whites, stick in hand, Tulu Rani Hajra is an illiterate fishmonger by morning and a crusading educationalist by afternoon. So here the character Tulu Rani Hajra is one of the significant characters in Babar Ali's life as well as in this story. And clad is the past participle form of clothes. So her attire and her appearance, she is in widow's whites, stick in hand. She always carry a stick in her hand, and she is an illiterate fishmonger. Fishmonger is a person who sells fish. So Tulu Rani Hajra is an illiterate fishmonger by morning and a crusading educationalist by afternoon. What does Tulu Rani Hajra do in the morning? So she sells fish in the local places, in her native, in her village. She is an illiterate fishmonger by morning, and in the afternoon, what does she do? She is a crusading educationalist. What do you mean by crusading? Crusading means vigorously working and having a great effort, great sincere effort for something. So here, morning she sells fish in the local places, and in the afternoon, what does Tulu Rani Hajra do is she is a crusading educationalist. Then what does she do? Let's see. On fish selling grounds of nearby villages, her job is to confront erring parents who have stopped sending their children to school and to find new students. She has recruited 80 till now. So here, what is her work? What is Hajra's responsibility? Morning she sells fish, and in the afternoon, so she'll literally becomes an educationalist. She will confront here. Confront means meeting. She meets erring parents. Erring here is nothing but a person or people who have done something wrong. So what have they done? What those parents have done? They have stopped sending their children to school because educating their kids, educating their children is very expensive. So thinking this, parents have already stopped sending their children to schools. So in this scenario, Tulu Rani Hajra, being an illiterate lady, being a fishmonger, she does her work selling fish in the morning, and in the afternoon she meets each and every parent who have stopped sending their children to school. So she gives some advices to the parents, she speaks to them, she speaks about the importance of education, and she also speaks about the disadvantages of being an illiterate in the society and how this illiteracy affect the society. She gives all these advices to the parents, and somehow she convinces those parents to send their children to school. So far, Tulu Rani Hajra has recruited 80 students to Babar Ali's school. That is the reason why I have told you that Tulu Rani Hajra is one of the very significant characters in the life of Babar Ali, even in this story. And Tulu Rani Hajra is also contributing along with Babar Ali to change this society, to make this world a better place, as Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma says. And next, The teaching staff of 9 is made up of high school student volunteers. They also are average teenagers who are helping out Babar in making a difference. The most educated, Debarita, goes to college in Behrampur. So here in Babar Ali school, you have 10 teachers including Babar Ali. Those 9 teachers are studying in school. Some of them have studied in Babar Ali school and went to other schools for higher education. Some of them are still learning in Babar Ali school. So you just think high school students are teaching other primary students. So among them, the most educated is Debarita. Debarita is a student and a teacher in Babar Ali school. She is the most educated teacher. In fact, I should say a student. Debarita is a student, but here, since she is teaching in Babar Ali school, I should say she is a teacher. And the most educated is Debarita, goes to college in Behrampur. She goes to college in Behrampur. Next, Babar Ali gives lessons just the way he has heard them from his teachers. There is no building or establishment for his school. So you may think, Babar Ali, as a student, in his family's backyard, he is teaching for the other deprived students. You may ask, you may think that, how can a student teach? This is why Babar Ali has been attracted to the world. Being a student, he is thinking of changing the society by providing education for the deprived students. And here Babar Ali gives lessons just the way he has heard them from his teachers. How does he teach? We have already come to know that Babar Ali is one of the most serious, sincere and ideal students in his school, and he is very intelligent guy. The way he heard the lessons from his teacher, the same way he teaches for his students in his school. So Babar Ali gives lessons just the way he has heard them from his teachers. There is no building or establishment for his school. We already studied this. Where do those deprived students, deprived children are being educated in Babar Ali school? Or where does Babar Ali run his classes? Classes for poor children. He runs classes for poor children in his family's backyard. So there is no building or establishment for his school, no building at all. He teaches his students under the open sky. So there is no roof for his school, there is no walls. He teaches in his family's backyard, a small passage, an area, and some children sit in the mud, others on rickety benches under a rough homemade shelter. The family chickens scratch around nearby. In every corner of the yard, groups of children can be seen studying hard. So this is very interesting. Why? Because these days students sit in completely air-conditioned room to listen to lessons, listen to their teachers. But here Babar Ali students, they sit in the mud. They sit in the mud. They sit on the floor. And others, some of them sit in the mud and others on rickety benches. Rickety means not so strong, shaky benches. So they are about to fall down, they are about to collapse. They sit on rickety benches and under a rough homemade shelter. We have already seen that Babar Ali school doesn't have any shelter. In fact, the shelter of Babar Ali's home is made up of plant materials, dried plant materials like hay and coconut leafage. And for his school, there is no roof at all. But here, these students sit under a rough homemade shelter. Homemade, like woods have been put together and made a shelter out of it. Babar Ali himself, with the help of his students, with the help of his family members, he has made a rough shelter to make a classroom comfortable for those deprived students. And the family chickens scratch around nearby. In every corner of the yard, groups of children can be seen studying hard. Babar Ali's family's chickens will come and scratch the ground around the place where Babar Ali takes classes for those students. But that doesn't disturb those kids at all. that doesn't disturb those children and the teachers. Why? Because they are studying where the real nature is accompanying them for their studies. Here we should remember Rabindranath Tagore's Shantiniketan and his propaganda. So what does Rabindranath Tagore say? Education should be given where nature accompanies students. That is why he established Shantiniketan. And that is how even here Babar Ali is giving education for those deprived students. And it's much easier to enroll kids who are not old enough. So here Babar Ali, along with his volunteer teachers, along with the helpers like Tulu Rani Ajra and others, he finds it very easy to enroll kids for primary school who are not old enough. Bringing small kids, small children to school is not a difficult task at all for those volunteers and Babar Ali. But class 1 and 2 have over 200 students. So in only first and second standard, Babar Ali has got 200 students. So Babar Ali has got 200 students for grade 1 and grade 2. And class 8 has got 20 students. So it is very difficult task for them to bring students who are old enough, who should be in grade 7, 8 or 9, because they have already started going for work and their mindset is completely changed. You cannot pursue them, you cannot convince those kids to bring them back to the school. So that is the reason why Babar Ali has got only 20 students for grade 8. They study 10 subjects and are mostly taught by Babar and Debarita Bhattacharya. So who is this Debarita Bhattacharya? The same Debarita who have studied in the previous paragraph, the most educated teacher in Babar Ali school, Debarita, the same girl. And here those students, they study 10 subjects. So here in our educational institutions, probably grade 8 students will study only 6 subjects, whereas in Babar school, those kids study 10 subjects, 4 more subjects for them in Babar school, and those 10 subjects are mostly taught by Babar and Debarita Bhattacharya. So these two, Babar Ali and Debarita Bhattacharya, these two will handle almost all the subjects for those kids. And Debarita is another volunteer who has been helping out for a long time now. So Debarita is one of the student volunteer for Babar Ali who has been helping Babar Ali in his task of educating poor children for a long time now. So next, textbooks are free from class 1 to 5th. But for the rest, money needs to be arranged. On any given day, there are close to 400 students physically present in Babar's front yard. So though many generous people help out Babar Ali in educating students, it is very difficult for Babar Ali to provide textbooks and notebooks for all of them. And here in Babar Ali school, textbooks are given free from grade 1 to 5, but for the rest, money needs to be arranged by Babar Ali or by their parents. On any given day, nearly 400 students will be physically present before Babar Ali's school in front yard. It is hard to get the children to listen, being so young themselves. Here, our author has quoted the exact words of Babar Ali, where he says, "The narrow age gap works to our advantage," says Babar. "We are more like friends. The rod is spared in my school." So as Babar Ali says, the narrow age gap, which means the small age gap between the teachers and students. So there is very small age gap between the teachers and students in Babar Ali school. So even Babar Ali is a teenager, he is a student, he is studying class 12th in a different college. And there might be some 4 to 6 year difference between Babar Ali and other students. So as Babar Ali says, the small age gap between the teachers and students, it works out for them. And we are more like friends. We are more like friends. He treats his students as his friends, though he teaches the lessons of life for those kids. Here, both teachers and students are more like friends. And the rod is spared in my school, which means there is no punishment. There is no harm for those kids. It is very student friendly educational institution, I should say. So there is no punishment for those kids. Even if they have not written homeworks and other works that teacher gives, there is no punishment for those kids. That is the reason why it works out and more number of students are turning out to school. So next, Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma, she says, so that's all I got about Babar Ali for now. This is not all about Babar Ali. What she has got about Babar Ali. This is all. That's all I got about Babar Ali for now. Getting to know about a person like him makes me realize how insignificant I am and yet again how lucky. So don't you think even we should feel the same? Now here Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma, she says that getting to know all about Babar Ali and his life as a social reformer, as a savior of those underprivileged students, she introspects and realizes that how insignificant she is. Even we should also feel the same, shouldn't we? How insignificant we are. Babar Ali is 16 years old. How old we are? We are nearing 30. What have we given? What contribution have we given for the society, to the nation? What changes have we brought in the world? Shouldn't we realize this? Shouldn't we introspect? And at the same time, she feels she is too lucky because she has come to know about Babar Ali and she thinks that at a very early age, Babar is bringing some changes in the society. He is trying to make this world a better place. And even though I finish my story here, Babar Ali's story continues. She says, I may end this story here, but Babar Ali's story in West Bengal, Babar Ali's story in India, it continues further. And he has not only helped out hundreds of children to get enlightened, he has also inspired millions of youths like us. So here, he has not only led those underprivileged poor children to the path of light. He has not only led them to success. He has not only led them to the education, but also inspired most of the youth like us. He has also inspired n number of youth across the world like us. And Babar Ali's tale is a testament to the difference that one person can make in his or her world. So what is testament? Testament is a proof, witness. So here Babar Ali's tale, Babar Ali's story is one of the very significant examples for all of us to realize how one person can make changes in the society, or one person can make changes in his own life or her own life. In this case, it was a mere child who decided to do something about a situation he felt was unfair. So you may ask, why is it unfair? It is unfair because old people like us have done nothing for the society, but whereas a mere child, a 16-year boy, has made all the changes in the society. That is the reason why it is unfair. That's why she says, in this case, it was a mere child, Babar Ali, who decided to do something about a situation he felt was unfair. About a situation. So the situation we all are acquainted to. We know what is being done in the society. What is happening in the society? We know the number of students out of school today. We know everything, but we are not doing anything for that. If you are doing something about it, that's okay. You are contributing something. That is very appreciable contribution that you are doing. But whereas when it comes to the fact, no one is concerned about those underprivileged kids. What is their life in the future? Let's take a minute and think. If Babar Ali has not done anything for those kids, what would their life be in the future? This is a serious question to be raised. We all should think about it and we have to do something about it. Let's go next. His story also bears evidence to the fact that if you have a will, then there's surely a way. Which means where there is a will, there is a way. If you are willing to help someone, if you are willing to contribute something that you can do it for the society, then there is a way. Anybody can change this world. Anybody can bring some changes in the society. Anybody can transform the society, transform the world. So the only thing is you must have that urge to bring some transformations in the society, in the world. That is what very important. If you don't have that will, if you don't have that urge to bring some changes, then you can't. It doesn't matter how old you are. Though Babar Ali is only 9 years, he had that urge. He was willing to contribute something because he has understood the pain of those underprivileged students. He is enlightening those kids because he had seen their dark days, dark ages. He had seen their future. That is the reason why he has started educating those kids. That a 9-year-old can alone change the world should be enough inspiration for all of us to come out of our closed cocoons and help make a difference. So here, cocoon, enveloped. We have been covered with some thoughts. We all think that why should we change? Because somebody else will do. We think that somebody else would come and they bring changes. Why should we bother about all those things? Why should we bother in changing the society? Some people are meant to bring changes in the society. We don't bother at all. And we think it is not our responsibility to do that. We are nowhere related to this society, nowhere related to this world. We don't have that cooperation among people. So that is the reason why we are not doing anything. So here, this 9-year-old boy, Babar Ali, is Babar Ali and his life and the changes he is bringing out to the society is enough inspiration for all of us to open our eyes and to see the world, to see the real world. So next, isn't it high time that we be the change that we want to see in this world? So everybody expects change, transformation in the society, but nobody is ready to do. Nobody is ready to bring changes in the society. So that's why she says Babar Ali and his life is enough inspiration for all of us to contribute. Though we are economically unable to contribute something to bring changes in the society, we must understand, we must realize Babar Ali's story here. Even he did not have anything, he is from a very humble background, but he is bringing a huge transformation in the society. Do you think Babar Ali is from a well-off family? He has well-off background in his life? No. Who is Nasiruddin Sheikh? Babar Ali's father is a jute seller. So do you think he is a sophisticated person, Babar Ali? No. Though we are poor economically, but in heart we are not poor. We should not be poor in heart. So today a Babar Ali, maybe tomorrow it could be someone from among us. So if we understand Babar Ali's story, today Babar Ali is bringing some changes. He is contributing to the society. Tomorrow if we understand Babar Ali and his story, the changes, what he is doing, someone may come among us just like Babar Ali. So for that, to make someone like Babar Ali and to make ourselves as Babar Ali, we have to understand and we have to introspect and realize Babar Ali and his story. Next, and it is not very often that we come across someone like Babar Ali. Coming from a small village in Murshidabad, he should be commended just for the audacity of hoping. So here, it is very seldom that we meet someone like Babar Ali. So these people, those who have that will and urge to transform the society, those who have urge to see the good in the society are very less. Very seldom we see these kind of. Coming from a small village in Murshidabad, Gangapur, in fact he is from a place called Gangapur which is in Murshidabad district. Coming from a small village in Murshidabad, he should be commended. He should be commended, which means he should be praised. He should be appreciated just for the audacity of hoping. Audacity is nothing but that daring hope or the willingness. Just for the will, just for the urge that Babar Ali has, for that Babar Ali must be praised here. So it is this hope and the faith that he has upon himself that has helped him come all this way. So here is to Babar Ali. We salute for dreaming and making your dreams come true. So in the last lines of this particular lesson, our author says that it is this hope of Babar Ali that has helped him to bring changes in the society. For this hope, for this urge and the willingness that he has to bring change in the society or to make this world a better place, and it is for this she says, "We salute you for dreaming and making your dreams come true." So here Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma, she salutes Babar Ali, and even we should salute Babar Ali for making this world a better place, for bringing all these changes in the society. And we should say, when he had this urge to transform the society, he had dreamed of something, and today he has made his dreams come true. Nearly 1,000 students are being educated in Babar Ali school. Day by day, the number of students is increasing in his school, and they are being enlightened. So here Babar Ali is the one who has showed them the path to success, who has showed them the path to the light and the knowledge. So it is this for today's session. So here we have come to an end of this session, and we have also completed the lesson Babar Ali. So if possible, we have to take some inspiration from Babar Ali and his story, and let's contribute something to the society. Thank you.